Welcome everyone to What They Don't Tell Us, a podcast where we explore everything in the paranormal and true crime realm. On today's show, I'm joined by a very special guest, model and actress, Victoria Simone, to talk about one of my favorite subjects, UFOs. Victoria, how are you?
I'm great, darling. How are you?
I am excellent because we're talking about UFOs, or what the CIA now calls UPAs, because UFOs is a term that they consider too crazy. But it's okay. I'm okay with being crazy.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna get crazy. We're gonna get crazy.
So, Victoria, I wanted to talk a little bit about you because you're in the entertainment industry and you've been a model for a while. Tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you become so successful?
Well, I don't know about so successful. Still figuring it out, girl. But so I've been doing modeling for a little over 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I started in high school, and I think the first thing so I first booked a Swedish House Mafia music video when I was 16.
I love that.
And I was dancing in lingerie, blindfolded. And then I got into reality TV a little bit, and I did like billboards and stuff. I had a modeling agent in high school. I don't have a modeling agent now, but I really wanted to do acting. I always did. I went to high school for performing arts, but during that time, I wanted to also learn filmmaking.
Yeah.
I wanted to get my feet wet in a bunch of different things, and I really enjoyed production. So when I moved out here to Los Angeles, which was about 4 years ago, I started producing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And that's where I met you, actually, because I was producing a show and you came on as a guest.
Yeah, I remember.
Super fun times.
Very fun times.
Yeah, I love entertainment. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm in LA.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's been a great journey. It's, I feel like this is my soul calling because I've been doing it for so long, and, new opportunities bring me to new people and adventures, and yeah, I'm just excited.
That's awesome. And since this is a true crime paranormal show,
Yes.
do you enjoy true crime, paranormal,
God, yeah.
horror? Yeah.
Well, okay, so I absolutely love acting in horror films. I love screaming. It's so fun. I mean, so you do acting as well, so I'm sure
Yeah,
it's completely different than watching it.
Yes, let's talk about that a little.
Yeah. So I think the first time I ever did a horror film, I was 17, and I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can scream. I've never screamed before. And the director was like, okay, just try it. And I kid you not, once I stopped, I couldn't start. So it's like you're letting out all the fumes out that you that are just built up inside. And everyone has darkness inside them, and I just feel like when you're doing horror, it's almost like therapy, right? Like you're just letting everything out.
Yeah. What's the most exciting part about doing a horror film for you?
I love blood.
That's so crazy. That's so funny. A lot of actresses say that that's the part that they don't enjoy,
Girl,
getting covered in blood because
Get
it's so
me dirty, bloody. Oh my god, I want to play a vampire. I love I've loved vampires before they were even cool.
Before they were Edward Cullen? Before they sparkled?
Yes, before that era. I love vampires, man. I want to play Vampirella. Vampirella is
she's
there.
Yeah.
Doing a reboot right now. Hey, shout out. I'm ready. Call me in.
Who has been your favorite role in a horror film that you played?
In a horror film. Okay, so I played a reporter that got murdered. That was fun.
Oh.
I like getting murdered. I do. I like getting. I just think it's when I take on opportunities, I like to step in roles that I would never get to experience in real life. So
Right.
I haven't been murdered yet. So I think that stuff is cool. I think it's cool to. That's why I want to be a vampire, or a murderer, a serial killer. I love just stepping out of my comfort zone.
I
and
love that.
challenging myself to do things.
I love that.
I also I want to play someone else. I don't want to be me. I get bored being me. I want take me somewhere new. Take me on a new journey. I'm ready for that.
I love that. It's so cool. It's so cool when you get to actually talk and experience being in a horror film than watching. It was always my dream when I was watching horror films, and I said, I really, really want to be in a horror film. How am I going to manifest this?
Yeah.
And finally, literally it was like 0 to 100. I was like, I just want to be an extra in a horror film. And then I get an email saying that, Claudia, you got casted as Lilith. And I was like, oh,
girl.
So I'm the devil's wife?
That name, too.
I was like, yeah. Oh, my gosh. So, yeah, like, I mean, I didn't get to scream or get murdered, but I got to stand next to, Satan himself. So I was like, being all like.
Was he hot? Yeah. Sometimes he is hot.
Yeah.
Okay?
I was like,
and I feel like that's the twist, though, because that's how he lures you in.
Yeah.
Or sometimes you meet people that, like, not in real life, but, sometimes the way he's depicted is like he's this beautiful person that lures you in that way, and you don't expect that he's the devil, and then.
Of course.
Yeah, I definitely noticed that.
Yeah, and it's true, and you get to play someone exactly you're not, and I got to be, like this like seductress, because Lilith is also in the other story, she's Eve, but she's fallen because she didn't want to submit to Adam, so she goes to Azazel or Satan.
Not a lot of people know about Lilith.
Yeah, and Lilith is like this powerful queen of hell, if you guys want to know about it. But it was so fun to become her, and I was like, But honestly, like you said, it's so different seeing a horror film and being in one, and I'm like, it's amazing.
So yours was more like supernatural, I feel like. So yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, do you like? I really like slashers. Like, I like those kind of horror, only because I'm absolutely terrified of anything paranormal, like, to watch, because I'm like, oh my god, like stuff that's out of your control, like the paranormal stuff, absolutely terrifies me. Like, I will sleep with the lights on.
Why? Because it's out of your control.
It's totally out of my control. But I did act in a small paranormal project, but I think that would be a lot more methodical.
Yeah.
To do. I don't know if you felt that way when you were doing it, but you were also playing Lilith, so you were the one in control, kind of more.
Right.
But
yeah, and it is more methodical. Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
I also love horror that has like dark comedy.
Oh yeah.
I think it's like a.
Because it breaks the tension and the anxiety.
Yeah. And you also know that you're not being taken too seriously, so I feel like it's also. Like, the audience is laughing even though you're supposed to be absolutely terrified and, all of these things, but I think it definitely breaks it even.
Right.
And it's more enjoyable to the audience when there is that element of comedy.
Right, correct.
So yeah, like slapstick comedy. Kind of like, I feel like Scream in like Scary Movie, they had that
elements.
Yes.
Even in the Scream, which wasn't Scream was kind of a dark comedy. I still consider it a dark. You're absolutely right.
And it was
with
so
Matthew
popular.
Lillard and
everyone loved it. And it was, so
Ghostface is amazing.
I wanna bring that back.
Yeah.
I want there to be like more of that.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, we're totally missing that. Yeah. Absolutely. So, speaking of the paranormal.
Oh my goodness.
Here we go. To all the UFO fans, here we go.
Oh my goodness.
Or UPA fan. UPA fan. What do you think about UFOs? Do you believe in them?
Yeah, I absolutely believe in them. I've never seen one. I've been so close so many times to seeing one, and it would always make me so mad whenever I would miss it, because people would like post about it, like, oh, there's a UFO at this time. Have you ever like been invited to go watch a UFO?
Yeah.
And every time I'm like, what? This isn't for real. Like, are you actually going to watch it? But yeah, it just never worked out for me.
Yeah.
I think I would be interested in seeing it. It just has to be like the right time.
Right.
I don't know. The right mental space too.
I think that too, because I think a lot of it has to be believing. So there was this case now with the Pentagon. It was called the Black Vault, where they showed 3 videos, and I think the man's name was oh my gosh, it flies by me, but it was starting with an L.
You'll remember it.
Lizago. Dr. Lizago, where he worked for like the Pentagon. He worked for the Pentagon, and he had the like highest security clearance. He brought in PhDs, CIs, like the most intelligent people, and they were all skeptics. And the videos that they had were mostly from like military guys that flew on like, you know, these like military jets, and they had videos of actual like UFOs or whatever they call them now. I'm gonna stick with UFOs. I'm not gonna call the new names. Yeah, and these planes would like hover and like go into like speeds that would like, if any plane would do that kind of speed, the PhDs that would tell them, like when they saw these videos, any human being in that vessel, their bodies would implode. It was like literally impossible that there was any human inside that vessel. Yeah, so this intelligent, rational man from the Pentagon said, honestly, I like literally am a skeptic myself, but literally all of these rational people, we cannot explain what this is. And for me, that was, yeah, and like literally, and then there was this quote that said, this is where like science fiction becomes science fact. And I was like, whoa.
Like when you hear this stuff, do you get excited or do you get creeped out? Because I get kind of excited.
I get excited. I'm so into this stuff.
So yeah, but I feel like most people, they don't know. They get like immediately like, oh no, like what are we gonna do? And they get into panic mode.
I definitely believe that there's people that I feel like there's two kind of people. That there's people that get into panic mode, and then there's people that we're just excited. And then there's the people that wear their alien heads and are like, take us with you.
I mean,
I want to leave.
Some people, their dream is literally to go to space, and they are comfortable not ever coming back. Like some people really are big space fans. Like so Ariana Grande launched her makeup line, and it's all, the theme is all space. And like, have you seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Coolest packaging. The absolute coolest packaging.
Oh my God, I need to see it. I
haven't tried the product, but I've seen it, and I'm like obsessed with like the branding of it.
Oh my God, I need to see it. I mean, I know Demi Lovato is really into UFOs.
Oh, is she really?
Yeah, like she has a show on it and everything.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like I was gonna call her up and be like, Demi, do you wanna join?
Did you get this idea from her show?
No, I haven't seen her show, to be honest, but no, she's hardcore. She's like hardcore. Like she knows, she's like even like fighting for them. She's like, I don't think I think it's kind of racist, I think she said, to call them aliens. That's not politically correct. I was like, Demi.
Well, what do we call them?
She says that the correct term is extraterrestrial.
Okay. I mean, that, yeah. I didn't know if there was like a term that I didn't know of that people were calling them.
But I was like, we can still call them aliens.
Yeah. I mean, I associate them that way as well.
Maybe when we come face to face, we'll ask them, is it racist?
What if they're like extraterrestrial hot, right? Like, what if they take over and they're just out of this world hot?
Then I'm gonna put on my alien head and be like, take me with you, I wanna leave.
Abduct me. You know that Katy Perry song?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
I wanna be the something.
But like extraterrestrial is, when people use that term loosely, it's like, oh my God, this person like, I'm in terms of like that song, and I feel I've heard other people reference like not aliens as hot, but like when you say this person's extraterrestrial, some people take that as like they're like godly, like
wait, that's true.
Out of this world.
You're right.
You know?
Maybe that's what she was talking about.
That's why I was just joking. Like, okay, what if they're
yeah.
What if they're sexy?
This is where we're coming to.
And there's so many movies, right?
Right.
The stuff.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about like the original Alien trilogy. Not trilogy. How many were there? When then there was like Alien vs Predator. Have you seen the?
Oh my gosh, the Alien movies were really scary.
They were scary.
Yeah.
But then and then like War of the Worlds. War of the Worlds was
with Tom Cruise.
Were there aliens in that, or just like the world ending?
No, there were aliens.
There were aliens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've been prepared to take this as a bad thing and be scared.
Well, in the Pentagon, in the Pentagon case that I researched, they actually said that the guy who was in charge of it said his main focus was to make sure that they're not going to be a national threat, because he literally said they've been here and they've visited Earth. Yeah. They've been visiting Earth since like the 1970s, and they're barely releasing it. And it's called the Black Vault, and they've been using it's so cool, and they've been using black money, which means that black money, it's like money that tax money that they don't put on like on paper, so to investigate all of this stuff, and it's like hidden, like it's not even like people that work in the Pentagon didn't even know this was going on. It's like in a secret room.
Interesting. But it's been released.
Yeah, but now it's released. Okay. So now they know. But it was literally like somewhere in the Pentagon, so freaking secret that all of this thing was like being. So I don't even know if they actually had an alien, but for sure they had like UFO like debris and all this crazy.
Where do we get some black money?
I don't know. We're gonna have to ask the guy. I want some black money. It's probably in our stimulus checks.
All of it. Damn.
I know. So anyway, yeah, I don't know, and it's crazy because the main leaders, the top government guys, I mean, they're in Hawaii and Alaska, and that's where most of the sightings have been.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I did not know that. Wait, so Hawaii and Alaska, those are two very like opposite.
Random, right?
Random.
But and I looked it up and I was like, wait a minute, this is where the most sightings are at. If you watch The Fourth Kind.
Okay, so yeah, have you seen one?
Have I? No, I haven't seen one.
How do they know? How do they know when they're happening? Because I feel like people know. I've seen people like talk about, oh, there's going to be a U. How do they know?
Well, there was this. They made a movie of this one incident that happened in like the 1990s, where four guys got abducted. And I forget them.
Okay,
You've seen it.
I haven't seen it, but I have heard about this. Yes.
It's First Encounter of something. First Encounter. It was like in the 1990s, and there's this one scene that's so scary because they like do tests on him, and it's like the aliens look really scary.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and this was the one. This was the one where it was this whole town saw the UFO. There were 3,000 witnesses. And like the FBI and CIA, I think, got into it, and they shut them all down. Like they were like, "This never happened. Like you guys are all crazy." There was 3,000 witnesses. They all saw the UFO.
Okay.
And I was still then I was just like, this cannot be. I'm like, no, these four men probably were really high or something.
Oh my God, that's so scary.
But one of them like was traumatized for like the rest of his life.
Yeah. So aside from UFO, what other paranormal stuff interests you?
Definitely, I think the ones we haven't really talked about has probably been like demons.
Demons, okay. Have you ever had sleep paralysis?
Oh my God, that's what we were like talking about. I've never had sleep paralysis, but that is what scares me. Why?
I have had it so many times in my life. There was one point I would have it like every week. And I would be scared to sleep. But I think it comes like, I feel like when I don't smoke weed and I barely drink, but I feel like when I do smoke weed, it kind of opens me up spiritually. And yeah, that's why I kind of just turn myself off to it so that I don't have to experience it. But I feel much more like I'm more emotionally strong now,
Mm-hmm.
where I feel like I'm more in control. And I just feel like during that time, I was just like, they probably saw me as like an easy target because I was not sleeping and scared, you know? But I don't know, they're like, I've never seen anything when I have sleep paralysis. I just know I can't move and I couldn't get up. But I don't know what caused it. And so there's different, like, yeah, they say it's a demon. They say it's also like, I think it's called REM, like just sleep apnea and stuff. So I did do a sleep study test. I haven't had it recently, thank God. Probably haven't had it in like over a year. But there was a time, like 2 or 3 years ago, where I was getting it very often. Mm-hmm. Very often, to the point where I wouldn't sleep until like the sun was up because I was so scared.
Did you feel like a dark presence though when you would have these sleep paralysis? Did you feel
Me
it?
personally, no. Mm-hmm. But I think reading into it and reading what other people would say about it made me paranoid and think that. But I never like saw anything. I have when I smoke weed. I've seen stuff.
What did you see?
Like, I would just get like this dark presence, but I feel like it was because I was letting it in.
Yeah, because like you said, it opened you up.
It
more.
does, and it opens some people up. Some people it doesn't. You know, like some people it's great for. And I do feel like if I were to do it now, like I said, I'm more strong, where I don't think I would have to deal with those things. But yeah, it was a very interesting time. It was like 2 or 3 years ago where I was like, okay, I have to give this up. I can't do this. And I think the weirdest time I had sleep paralysis was on a plane. And there was like this 6'7" athlete dude next to me, and I like had sleep paralysis, and like I was in the middle seat, and like I think I like slept on him and I couldn't move, and I like knew I was sleeping on him, and I was like, oh my God, like what do I do? And then like I woke up and I just like played it cool, but that was the weirdest time I've ever had it.
Victoria, thank you so much for joining us. Like literally, this talk went everywhere, and I literally loved it. It was creepy. Like I creeped out right now. Like I literally have to Google stuff, but I want to thank you for joining us today, and for you guys, keep tuning in to find out more answers to some of the big unanswered questions out there. Make sure you DM at LATV Network, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.